going on YouTube? FitnessKensho here with another tutorial. Today we'll be covering the bicep curl, the king of all arm exercise, where most people go super heavy for no fucking reason. Excuse my language, but I'm just being 100% honest. Like, day in and day out, I get complimented on my arms. I mean, I don't think I have the biggest arms, but you know, I mean, I got some guns, you know. Not to brag or anything, right? Maybe it plays on genetics, maybe. Or maybe it is because I fucking just know how to train my arms correctly, right? I don't overdo it. Like, there's certain muscle groups that you can definitely kind of like throw a lot of weight for. Biceps is not one of them, in my opinion. Like, at least for me, it does not work. And I've seen other people throw heavy weight and it doesn't work for them either. Because honestly, when you throw the most weight around and you're pretty much arching your back and you're bringing your elbows in front of you, you're using other muscle groups to move the weight. So when you're arching your back and you're leaning back over here, your lower back is pretty much taking more of the weight. I said this in a couple other tutorials, your lower back takes a lot of punishment. If you deadlift, if you do good mornings, if you do hyperextensions, if you're squatting, like, or if you're benching, your lower back is involved and it's getting stronger every time through those lifts. So every time that you lean back with a 45 plate on this bar with 135 and you're leaning back, your biceps are not getting any action. It's all lower back. So next time that you're training biceps, sit and think of your form. How are you actually doing this? So if you guys don't know what the heck I'm talking about, let me show you. You've probably seen millions of people, thousands of guys do this shit in your gym. So, the popular one, let's act like I got 135 on the bar. I got 65 pounds because this is what I'm curling to show you guys the correct way. I'm not gonna kill myself in this tutorial. I ain't trying to ego lift or anything, right? So, you have someone who grabs this bar, and they can't, technically they can't even handle this shit. And the first thing they do is this. So you see how leaning back is what pretty much moves that weight? There, maybe like when the weight gets maybe up to like here, your biceps are using the work. But you're not getting the actual stretch from coming all the way down from the complete negative all the way up to the concentric, pretty much pumping that blood into the bicep. So you're missing out a lot on the contraction. That's why leaning back is not gonna help you. Now, let's talk about when the elbows flare out in the front, right? So let's say, again, I'm right here, and I'm doing one of these. What's contracting here? There you go. So at that point, my shoulders, my front part of my shoulders, if you think of this movement right here, I don't know if you've ever seen people do lateral raises like this. I do them sometimes. But this right here is great for getting the shoulders, and depending on how close you get and you contract the chest, it gets the upper part of your chest. So every time you do this right here, and then curl, this is what's helping you right here. I'm not saying that the front part of the deltoid is as strong as your back. Your back is getting help. Your lower back is helping as well if you're doing one of these and you're leaning back. Now you're getting two muscle groups that are helping you, and the biceps are not even getting the full contraction. So you kind of can see where I'm going with this. Biceps are real small. Triceps are bigger than the biceps. Therefore, why would you train your biceps with heavy weight when there's small muscle groups that don't even need that much weight? Just pump a lot of volume in them bitches and they'll grow. That's exactly what I do. That's the trick for big arms, a lot of volume. And that's the trick for a lot of other muscle groups. But when it comes to arms, high volume training is what does it for most people. So drop the weight and fix your form. Let's talk about the right way to do this now. Now let's do it. Here we go. We got 65 pounds here. So I like to position my hands, like I don't like to go real shoulder width apart right here. I kind of put my elbows a little bit in front right here so that they're tucked. Kind of think like if you have, I don't know if you've ever seen those people, I forget what they call them, that they put the things on their neck and they kind of have your elbows locked so that you're not moving. Think of it as if you have an imaginary form of that piece of equipment hanging on you, right? So I like to put my elbows kind of like tucking in to like kind of like my oblique area right here, right? So that's where I'm grabbing the bar. So for me, that would be right here. Now, before you even curl, the first thing you want to do is squeeze your fucking glutes. Why? Let me put this down. So, 3 muscle groups are connected to each other. We have the lower back, we have the glutes, and then we got the hamstrings. Now, I already told you guys, the lower back, if we lean back, is gonna pretty much take a lot of the load because our lower back is strong as fuck. Now, you're gonna squeeze your glutes so that the lower back does not contract. When you squeeze them damn glutes and you're doing this right here, you're not moving. You're not gonna wanna do this because your glutes are contracted, and that's gonna keep you stable. If you don't contract your glutes, once you start weakening up, your lower back is gonna take into place, and it's gonna take away from the actual you lifting up the bar to gain size on the biceps, right? So squeeze the glutes. That's 2. And 3, just slow down the tempo. Don't try to rush it. Come up slow. Come down slow. Make sweet love to your muscles. All right. So let's get a couple reps here. I'm loading out. Squeezing the glutes right here. Oh, got a little pump on those. I don't know how many I did, maybe like 7 or 8. But pump is real. So as you can see, slow and controlled. And every time you're coming up, squeeze your fucking biceps. Tell your muscles to contract. Don't just think they're gonna contract on their own. Make that connection with the mind, because technically, the bicep is the easiest muscle to make that muscle to mind connection. Everything else is tough. I didn't start making the mind to muscle connection with my legs to like maybe a year ago, and that's why my legs are kind of shitty in my opinion. My back, maybe a year and a half ago. My chest, 2 years ago. So everything takes time, but you have to practice. You have to practice to have your body channel every movement that you're doing in the gym, because that's how you're gonna make the most gains. But the bicep is the easiest one. The first thing when people do when they claim they're strong, what they do, they flex their biceps, right? So this is easy right here. This is like your hardest. Try to flex it as hard as possible, and then when you're doing the curl, do the same exact thing. That's gonna help you channel the muscle to mind connection to get the maximum contraction to your biceps. Last thing I did want to say is that I think I missed it in one of the points that I was trying to make, is the way your wrist is positioned. So don't position your wrist this way right here, because that will contract your forearms, and you don't want to get help from your forearms either. Unless your forearms suck and you want to get your biceps contracted, your forearms contracted with your biceps, then cool. But I'm all about isolation. If I'm gonna hit the biceps, I just want to hit the biceps. I got other exercises for my forearms. So forearms, back the fuck up. We don't need you to interrupt this curl session. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep my wrist like this. And then every time I come up, it's gonna be all buys. Come back down, all buys. The second I do one of these right here, now I'm getting help from the forearm. The forearms are gonna be contracted, taking less tension off the biceps. So if you have shitty biceps, but your forearms are the shit, loosen up. Trust me. That means your biceps, the forearms are taking a lot of the load, and that's what's moving the weight, not your biceps. So just a couple of things to think about next time you're having an arm day. You change those techniques and you change those things that I mentioned in this video, and I guarantee you that your biceps are gonna be fucking pumped, and they will grow, along with good nutrition, of course, because if you fucking do a lot of work in the gym, but your diet sucks, no gains. I'm sorry. I did the first year of working out. I still was eating out with my coworkers. I was not following any macros. I didn't know what the heck, how many calories I was intaking. No gains whatsoever. I lost a little bit of weight, but no muscle gains. It took a while for me to figure out what my nutrition was and what I needed to eat in order to grow my muscles. And that's when I started seeing the gains, all right? So that right here is the bicep curl. Hope you guys found that tutorial helpful. So many more tutorials coming soon. You guys already probably know this. Lean gains for him and her are up on my website at www.fitnesskensho.com. If you haven't downloaded it, please go ahead and get yourself a copy. Ladies and guys, actually, if you guys have any feedback regarding any of the programs, please feel free either to drop them in the comments below, or feel free to shoot me an email and give me that feedback, because I'm trying to make these two programs as best as possible for anyone else who drops by my website and needs a program to follow, either to get ready for the summer or to get ready for whatever occasion they have. Someone's starting the gym and they just need a routine to follow. All right. As well, if you guys are running through the program and you guys are kind of skeptical and are unsure of how to perform a particular exercise, feel free to leave those in the comments below and let me know which exercise you guys want me to cover so that I can create some great tutorials like I've been doing in the past couple of weeks for you guys, all right? And if you are liking the tutorials, please make sure you give this a big thumbs up. Comment below what you guys want to see. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Take care, guys.